press down.
Press down. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
I'll rephrase. Since 2019, not talking about I saw him in the club, but you two have been together in the club.
I can't recall.
Is it fair to say that your relationship after you got out of prison is not the same as it was before you went to prison in 2015?
Huh?
You have an objection, sir?
Yeah.
Basis.
It's an incomplete question.
So the form of the question? I sustain the question. You can rephrase it.
Is your relationship the same with Young Thug since you got out of prison as it was before you went to prison in 2015?
One more time.
Sure.
I'm trying to.
Do you have the same relationship with Young Thug since you left prison in 2019 as you had with him before you went to prison in 2015?
So I'm confused. So help me understand. If you and her y'all got a relationship 10 years ago, so today is y'all relationship the same from 10 years ago today?
Is your relationship the same?
I'm trying, I need an answer.
Is your relationship the same as it was 10 years ago?
I don't think nothing would be the same from 10 years ago. I don't know how to answer that. I don't know.
Okay. Is your relationship better with Thug or worse or the same?
I don't know. I don't know how to. I don't know what to say to that. I don't.
Do you speak? Have you? And this is yes or no. Have you spoken with Thug in the year of 2024? Yes or no?
This year?
This year.
No.
Okay. In the year of 2023, have you spoken with Thug? Yes or no?
Full rule, sir.
No.
In 2022, have you spoken with Thug? Yes or no?
I can't recall if I was in. I can't recall when did I got arrested. I don't know if it was 21 or 22. I don't, and I don't want to say yeah or no to it because I don't know if I was on the street or if I was in jail.
Let me ask you this: while you were in prison, did you ever speak with Thug?
No.
All right. Thank you for that. Do you know someone by the name of Marquavius Huey?
No.
Do you know someone named Quay?
I know a lot of Quays.
Okay. Do you see any of the Quays that you know in the courtroom today?
Yeah.
Okay. How many of the Quays do you know are in the courtroom today?
One.
Okay. Can you identify him by article of clothing that he is wearing?
Well, he's sitting right there. Like, I don't know what color it is he got on.
All right. You said over there. Is he sitting? Is it the man with the gray and cream jacket?
It shows so reflect.
Thank you. How long have you known Quay?
Not long.
When you say not long, what does that mean to you?
I don't know Quay like that.
Okay. Have you known him for a year? More than a year?
I haven't been around him a year. So, just because I know of somebody, I've been in jail, I've been away, so.
So are you saying you just met him in 2023?
I met Quay I only knew Quay personally, been around him no less than 90 days, like no longer than 90 days. I don't know. I haven't been around him personally to say I know him that well.
Let me ask you this. In 2021, did you know Quay?
I think that's when I met him.
Do you recall how you met Quay in 2021?
No, I don't.
In 2021, did you consider Quay a friend?
I consider him cool.
I'm going to start in 2021. How often, if at all, did you see Quay?
I don't know.
Would it be weekly?
I seen him when I seen him.
Okay. Would that be once a week, once a month, every couple of days?
I saw him when we had time to see each other.
And I'm asking very specific.
I can't say.
How often that was?
When I wake up, my day is not planned. I just go with the day.
And so I'll just ask you again.
Say that again.
Would you see him on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis?
I saw him when I saw him.
Would you speak with him on the phone?
Yeah.
Was that, how often would you speak with him on the phone?
When we had to call each other for something.
Was that, did you speak with him on the phone more than when you actually saw him in person?
I spoke to him when we spoke to each other.
Did you speak to him more or did you see him in person more?
What you mean?
What would you do? Would you see him more or did you speak with him on the phone more?
Meaning?
You said you spoke with him on the phone.
I have, yeah.
Did you speak with him on the phone every day? Did you speak with him on the phone once a week? Did you speak with him on the phone once a month?
I spoke to him when I spoke to him.
You said that you all would see each other. When you would see each other, what type of things would you all do?
Shoot dice. Go to parties. We mainly shot dice.
Did you ever speak with Quay via FaceTime or some other video chat?
What you mean some type of other video chat?
Well, let me just ask first. Did you ever speak with Quay on FaceTime?
I can't recall if I have.
Would you give Quay advice?
Would I give Quay advice?
Yes.
What that for to mean?
Did you advise Quay on certain people he should hang around with
Oh,
or not hang around with?
what about it?
Have you advised Quay on individuals he should or should not hang around with?
I probably have.
Okay. Specifically, did you advise Quay on whether he should hang around?
I'll state the question.
Have you ever advised Quay on hanging around Young Thug?
I told Quay that, man, I have a personal problem with Young Thug.
Did you advise him on whether or not he should hang around Young Thug?
I thought I just answered it.
No, you told him that you answered you had a personal problem with Thug. That wasn't the
Right,
question.
and I told him that, yeah, I advised him that.
What is the that you're referring to?
Whatever you just asked me, I agree to what you just said.
So for clarity for the record, you've advised Quay about hanging around Young Thug.
I don't, what's your objection? He hasn't really clarified. I think she's trying to get him to clarify it, so I'm gonna overrule your objections.
You advised him on hang around Young Thug.
I told Quay that he needed to watch who he hang around.
And was that in 2021?
I don't know when it was.
You met in 2021. Have you spoken with Quay in this year, 2024?
No. You said, have I talked to him this year?
Yes.
No.
What about last year in 2024?
I cut all communication with everybody, period. I haven't spoken with nobody.
We've talked about Quay, Thug, Shannon, and Yak. Do you know any of the other defendants? In
No,
the
I
case?
don't know nobody else. I don't. How many?
We've spoken about 4. Do you know any of the other defendants? In the
No, I don't know.
Do you know someone by the name of Trontavious Stevens or Tick?
Who?
Tick or Slug?
Yeah,
Do you know him by his given name or just Tick or Slug?
I know him by Tit.
Okay. About how long have you known Tick?
For a while.
How'd you meet Tick?
Don't know.
And when you say for a while, would that be more than 5 years ago?
Yes.
Back when you first met Tick, how would you describe your relationship with Tick?
I don't know. I can't reflect back on when I first met him.
Why can't you reflect on when you first met him?
'Cause I know a whole lot of people.
What was your relationship like with Tick?
What you mean?
Was it a good relationship, bad? Did y'all get along with each other? What was your relationship like with Tick?
Just like it would be with anybody else from that I know.
Do you get along with everybody that you know?
If we cool,
So are you saying that you were cool with Tick?
that's what I said.
What types of things would you do with Tick?
What you mean?
Did y'all go out? Did you go shoot dice? Did you go to the club? What type of things did you do with Tick?
Things young black men do in their neighborhood.
I don't know what young black men do in the neighborhood, so what is
Try to survive and stay away from the police.
Do you do anything else besides trying to survive and stay away from the police?
Yeah, get locked up.
Okay. Anything else besides getting locked up?
You got my criminal history, right?
We're not talking about your criminal history, Mr. Copeland. Is there anything else that you all used to do?
I don't recall.
I'm going to show you permission to approach arm.
Have you shown that to defense counsel? You may, madam.
I'm showing you what's in Market 60 to 352 Yankee. Tell me if you recognize the individual in 352 Yankee.
Yeah.
Who are the people at 352 Yankee?
Me, Ted, and Lil D.
Your Honor, this time of stabilize the evidence 60 to 352 Yankee and Tablet.
Any objection to states 352 Yankee?
Yeah, I have an objection, Your Honor.
Basis.
It's misleading portions of the image in approach, and I can show that to you, Your Honor.
Sure. All right, states 352 Yankees admitted over objection. Maybe published as you see fit.
Can we bring us the image? Mr. Copeland, you know who you are. If you can tell the jurors who is Tick and who is Little D. Mr. Copeland, who is Tick?
In the middle.
All right. And then is Little D the one with the Dallas Cowboy sweatshirt.
If this me, this Ted,
Okay.
they got no choice but to be Lil D.
Earlier, you talked about another Little D that you called your son. Is this the same Little D?
Do they look like the same Lil D?
I'm asking you a question, Mr. Copeland. Is it the same Little D?
No.
All right. How do you distinguish this Little D from the other Little D?
They look like two different people.
When you are addressing or talking about them, how do you distinguish the two Little Ds from each other?
What you mean?
Do you call one of them Little D from Cleveland?
If you ask me which Lil D I'm talking about,
And that's what I'm asking you. When you are
well, you
talking
should just
about,
ask me that.
Mr. Copeland, which Little D, how do you describe him if you're talking about him? If you're talking about the two Little Ds, how do you distinguish this Little D?
I just said he Lil D from Cleveland Avenue.
Okay, thank you so much. About how old were you all when you took this picture?
I don't know.
Do you have hair on your head when you take this picture?
What you
When you
trying?
took the picture?
It look like I got hair on my head.
Okay. How long ago have you been bald?
When I got out of prison.
Okay. So this is before you went into prison.
This an old picture.
And that's what I need to know. Thank you very much. How long have you known Little D from Cleveland?
Huh?
How long have you known Little D from Cleveland?
Know who?
How long have you known Little D from Cleveland?
I knew him back in 20. I think I met him in 2013.
Do you recall?
I think.
That's fine. Do you recall how you met?
Well, you just see somebody around.
Back in 2013, when y'all first met, how would you describe your relationship with him? Were
With
y'all
who?
friends? Cool?
We do.
Little D from Cleveland.
How would I describe our friendship?
If you had, let me ask you, did you have a friendship with Little D from Cleveland?
I wouldn't say a friendship.
Did you hang out with him, like go to the club with him, or you talked about shooting dice, concerts? Did you do those things with Little D?
I try to get over on him.
What does that mean?
If he shoot dice with me, I'm gonna try to get over on him.
Okay. I guess then you would try to win the dice game?
I won't treat him like a friend.
You would not. Have you ever had Little D purchase guns for you?
Nope, but I took a gun from him.
So your testimony today that he did not purchase it for you, that you took a gun from him.
You talking about a specific situation?
Has there ever been a time that you've had Little D purchase a gun for you?
My federal case?
Is there a time that you,
I said my federal case.
and when you say your federal case, what do you mean?
The case they sent me to the feds.
What are you talking about for the jury?
I'm answering your question.
I understand. You're saying your federal case that they send you to the feds. What does that have to do with Little D purchasing a gun for you?
The homicide investigator told me that I had the rights to protect myself.
Okay.
So I believed the way he said and got a gun to protect myself.
And how did you get that gun?
I paid someone to go, I paid Lil D to go get it.
Thank you. And was that in 2015?
Yeah.
Do you know someone by the name of Antonio Sledge? Do you know someone by the name of Antonio Sledge?
No.
Do you know someone who goes by the name of Moonson?
Yes.
How long have you known Moonson?
I don't know what year I met him.
Was that before you met Little D from Cleveland, after Little D from Cleveland? Or right?
I think it's before.
Sitting here today, do you remember how you met him?
So Monton?
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you met Moonson?
I about to do something to him.
What were you about to do to him?
Beat him up.
Why were you about to beat him up? I guess I'm
A couple
Days,
days,
I don't know.
Let me ask you this. In January of 2015, at that point in time, were two of you friends?
Yes.
By the way. I'm going to speak about a specific time frame. End of 2014, early January 2015. How often would you and Moonson spend time together?
Can you say that again?
Sure. I'm focusing on late 2014,
Late 2014.
January of 2015.
All right.
How often would you and Moonson spend time together?
every day.
Every day.
Not every, well, I'm saying a lot.
And during that time frame, when you all would spend time together, what type of things would you all be doing? Begin late 2014, January 2015.
You said what was we
What
doing?
type of things would y'all do?
Gamble? Like we gamble most of our time. Shoot dice.
Anything else?
Go out. That's it.
Is it fair to say, would you all talk to each other on the phone as well?
No. The first we talk on the phone is what you got going for the day. Where you at? That's it.
And have you ever FaceTime with Moulton back? And I'm talking about late 2014, January 2015.
I don't, not that I know of.
As long as you show them the documents to defense counsel.
And let me ask you this: does Moulton spell his name in a certain way?
I don't know how to spell your name.
For the record.
Can we hold on for a second?
I can't see this photo.
Mr. Copeland, looking at what's in front of you is 353 Yankee, and looking at what's on the screen, does that appear to be the same image?
Yeah,
All right.
me and Moulton.
That's your Moulton. Thank you. Your Honor, this time to stay where I can tell the state's given 353 Yankee.
Any objection? Any objection to states 353 Yankee? All right, hearing none, it's admitted, may be published as you see fit.
And Mr. Cole, is that Moulton with the blue? I'm asking.
That's me and Moulton.
Do you know someone by the name of Quentin Porter?
Who?
Quentin Porter.
No.
There was one by the name of Big Boo.
Who?
Big Boo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you what's already been admitted at 1651 W. Who is at 51 W?
Big Boo.
Yes. Who's the, you know the other person?
Shannon.
And is Big Boo still alive?
You say, is he still alive?
Did he pass away?
No, he was killed.
Okay. When did you first meet Big Boo?
I don't know.
Was it around at 2013? I mean, excuse me, before 2013?
I knew of him before I knew him. So I can't recall when we actually,
Let me ask you this. Did you know Big Boo before you knew Little D from Cleveland?
yes.
Do you remember how you met him?
Who?
Big Boo.
I said, I knew of him before so
I'm talking about when you actually started meeting him, do you remember how you met him? How would you describe your relationship with him?
what you mean?
Like when you first met him, was he like a big brother, mentor, friend? How would you describe your relationship with him?
Yeah, I used to see him with a lot of money. I admired it.
And would you speak with him often?
No,
Did you see him often?
I saw him a lot. But we didn't communicate a lot.
Earlier, there was a picture with an individual by the name of OG Bentley. Do you remember looking at that picture yesterday?
No, I don't.
All right.
You telling me?
No. Do you remember seeing that picture yesterday?
Yeah, I remember.
Okay. And the individual that's to my left, I think yesterday you said that his name was OG, or you knew him as OG?
You talking about this dude right here?
Yes.
What about him?
Do you know him?
Not personally.
When you say not personally, what do you mean? Have you ever spoken with him?
I'm pretty sure I probably have.
Have you ever gone out with him to the club?
Yeah.
Back in 2014 and January of 2015, have you ever spoken with him during that time period?
Him?
Yes, sir.
I don't even pay this guy no attention, so I barely remember him like that. Like he never been a factor to me. I don't.
When you said that you've been to the club, is that around 2014, 2015, or some other time?
You said something about the club.
I asked you, have you gone to the club with him? You said yes.
Oh, no, I'm saying like, to be honest, I thought he was his manager or something. I'm not a person that asks questions. So I didn't know, I didn't pay him no attention. Like we didn't have any comment or nothing. Like I see no reason for me to talk to him.
What made you think that Bentley was Thug's manager?
So what made me think that?
Yes.
From my observation, that's what it looked like.
All right. Do you know someone by the name of Alexis Greer?
No.
What about someone by the name of Max?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you know Max?
What you mean how I know her?
How do you know Max?
She his sister.
Who's the he sister that you're referencing?
Young Thug's sister.
Right. Does she go by any other name besides Max?
Dolly.
How long have you known? Strike that. What do you call her?
Both.
Okay. How long have you known Dolly?
I don't know. I didn't know her. I don't know her long. I haven't known her long.
I believe yesterday you testified that you met Mr. Williams or Thug in 2014. Did you meet her around the same time that you met Thug?
I don't know which one of them I met first, but I didn't know they was related until later.
Do you remember sitting here now how you met Dolly?
Say it again.
Do you remember sitting here today how you met Dolly?
I remember I was playing with her.
When you say playing with her, what do you mean?
Like playing, talking, playing, joking, laughing, haha.
Was this in the studio, in a house, or somewhere else?
It was outside.
Have you ever considered her a friend of yours?
Yes.
How would you describe her friend? How would you describe your friendship with her?
Harbor Freight knows on any given day, we're all mechanics, DIYers, and training wheel taker-offers. We also know no one should overpay for dependable tools. Whatever.
I know you just talked about being outside and y'all were laughing and playing. Have you ever been to the club with her?
Club as we going out club or as her brother going to perform? I recall going to shows with her as her brother go perform, but I can't recall if we've been out in the clubs together.
Did you ever speak with Max over the phone?
I don't recall. You talking on FaceTime?
FaceTime or just regular phone call?
Just her call?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't recall talking to her.
I'm going to show you what's already been admitted at 6 Charlie. Looking at 6 Charlie. First, I'm going to ask, do you see Dolly in 6 Charlie?
This look like her, but I can't say for sure if it's her or not.
Okay. And do you know anyone else inside of that picture? In 6 Charlie.
Monton.
Is that it?
These look like his other sister, but I can't really tell. but I really don't know I don't know her name.
Thank you. Next, do you know someone by the name of Jeffery? And I'm sorry, let me go back to 6 Charlie for a moment. And Mr. Copeland, for the record, the person that you said looks like Dolly, is that the individual with a white t-shirt?
I stand the question.
I just need you to describe for the record, who is the person you said looks like Dolly? Like, just describe what she's wearing for the record.
The girl right there.
I need you to describe what is she wearing in the picture.
Well, I don't know if it's her. But the white shirt.
And then the person you said looks like his other sister, are you able to identify what color her hair is?
No.
And then the person with Monton, is that the person who is?
I stand as the form.
Is Monton the person in the front of the picture?
Was on his head in the picture.
Thank you so much. Do you know someone by the name of Jeffery Bradford?
No.
Do you know someone by the name of Tudor?
No.
Do you know someone by the name of Duop?
No.
And with both Tudor and Duop, that's your testimony today that you do not know either of those individuals.
I do not know Tudor or Duop.
Do you know someone nicknamed Nard?
Yes.
How many Nards do you know?
A lot.
I'm going to show you what's already been admitted. As State's Exhibit 23, Charlie. Do you know who that is?
No.
Is that your testimony that you do not know who that is?
I do not know who that is. Don't recognize that person.
And that's your testimony today?
I do not recognize him.
Do you know someone by the name of Duke?
Duke?
Duke.
Yes.
Okay. How do you know Duke?
I've been around him a lot.
And when you say a lot, is that recently or back in 20?
Back in days.
Right. This is before you went to prison in 2015.
Yes.
When you say you've been around him a lot, how often were you around him?
I don't know.
Are you going to show him something?
I am.
All right, just make sure you show it to defense counsel beforehand. Yes, ma'am. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I've had a request to take comfort, okay? So we'll go ahead and take 10 minutes, all right? All right, we're being recessed 10 minutes. All rise. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our jury has left us. We're in recess, 10 minutes.
Each one is 17 seconds, and one might be like 10 seconds.
All right. Can you identify them for the record? So,
This one will be Stacy's Exhibit 347 Yankee and 343 Yankee.
347 Yankee, and what's the other one?
343 Yankee.
All right. Let me see states. Play for me states 347 Yankee, please. All right.
You said 347 Yankee first, right?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yeah, this is my attire for the day. You know, this is how I'm swagging on a bitch and a boyfriend. You can get it. Got my younger with me. You deal what I'm saying? Just the motherfucking bruises, how we do it, nigga. Dollar White Production. Hi. Yeah.
Was that it?
Yes, sir. That's the first one.
That's 347 Yankee. All right, let me take it by the numbers then. Mr. Sharp, what's your objection? All right, Mr. Steele, do you have an objection, sir? What's the basis, sir?
I would ask for the basis of the reason that's being sought to be admitted under what ground, because I'm going to object to cumulative if it's association. I'm going to object to relevance because I don't know what the relevance of saying this is the attire for the day. And then there's commentary under the right of 347Y. It's written words, which I would object to as well.
On what basis for the words?
It's a social media posting on person's account, which this court pronounced Scarfax, and it's not Jeffrey Williams' account. He didn't write those words. There are unknown people on some of them. Scarfax, as this court pronounced it, is the Meekian Garlington account.
So is it, what's the basis for your for the third base for your objection? You're, okay,
For the
writing.
And then for the rest of it is,
I heard relevance,
yeah,
cumulative, and hearsay. Is that it?
I would hope so. If I
Okay.
could say. And then, of course, the reason I say cumulative, there's been detectives with an S who said who are allegedly in association here on the indictment. There's been other witnesses identifying people who are part of the indictment that allegedly are part of a crime conspiracy. There is, this witness has already said who he associates with and identified a series of pictures. There's other numerous, I don't know the number. There's numerous pictures showing associations. I just don't know when there's enough. I've objected to cumulative. I know you gave me a continuing objection, but at some point, this seems like a waste of time in the court.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, state wish to respond. Three bases, relevance, cumulative, and hearsay.
Yes, Your Honor. As to the hearsay, Your Honor, the state has no objection removing the information on the side and previously.
All right. Well, that's done. That's one basis. I'll sustain that that part of the objection. Okay, so what about the other two, relevance and cumulative?
As for relevance, Your Honor, again, this is direct evidence of the nature of the relationship with several individuals on this indictment. Inside of this video is Mr. Williams, Mr. Williams, Mr. Copeland, Mr. Arnold, are in this video, and it shows their association together. We have pictures, but this is them. Oh, and Dolly White, who's going to be, who we've heard about as far as the Lil Wayne bus shooting, and we should hear more about Ms. White as the rest of this particular act develops, Your Honor. It shows the relationship of these parties together. The defense has been that Mr. Copeland is not really a friend of Mr. Williams. He is a friend of, I believe from opening statement, a friend of the Meekian Garlington. And again, this shows that that's a contradiction to that this is Mr. Williams in his home, it appears, or someone's home, let me say that. And it shows the nature of their relationship. And so we think that it's relevant. It's not cumulative, Your Honor, because this is not new. This is not the same evidence as the pictures. This is different evidence. One, it's a video. And two, that this would be analogous that if we have evidence of a murder, we can bring in different pieces of evidence. And this is a different piece of evidence. It's video evidence showing the nature of their relationship.
All right, ma'am. Anybody else have an objection? Okay, I'm going to admit states 347 Yankee over objection, Mr. Steele and Mr. Steele in particular. I'll just make it a continuing objection.
And we're still continuing, I hope, I was under the belief for cumulative for all association.
No, I'm not giving you, I mean, I'm overruling the objection. I've sustained it as to hearsay, but I'm going to admit it's relevant, and it's not cumulative at this point. So, okay. All right. Can I see 343 Yankee, please?
Fuck you, pussy. All right, you know what better than yeah, we got a turbulent out here.
Okay, Mr. Sharp, do you have an objection for 343 Yankee?
I do. I
All
have
right, and the
several
basis of that,
objections.
okay, the bases of that objection, sir?
Okay, well, can I just describe what I see first? Because I think it's important that we just talk about what we're seeing. I believe that to be Mr. Kendrick in the foreground right now, Mr. Copeland in the background. Mr. Copeland says F-U-P-U-S-S-Y, and it's something that I can't decipher afterwards. Then the camera pans to another gentleman who I believe may be Martinez Arnold. He says to my ears, we have a target on our heads. And then, and he also uses what I believe to be drugs. And then it goes to other individuals. I believe I saw Quindarius Zachary present as well. So I have several objections. First of all, what Mr. Arnold, or the person I believe to be Mr. Arnold, says is hearsay, and it violates the confrontation clause. He is not on the witness stand. I do not anticipate him taking the witness stand. Him saying we have a target on our heads is a statement that violates both the confrontation clause and the hearsay rules. It's clearly not any sort of co-conspirator statement. Also, regarding the video and audio as a whole, I guess the state would argue that it's relevant to show association. I think that's already been established. I think that's cumulative. I think the probative value of that at this point, and the marginal probative value after all the other evidence to show association is minimal. Compare that with the prejudicial effect, which is these gentlemen being around and engaging in drug use, the profanity, the different things of that nature. I think that the prejudicial effect and the unfair prejudice substantially outweighs any probative value from this video. However, Your Honor, if Your Honor were to find that it's relevant to show association, which I would argue is the only possible relevance, then my concerns could easily be alleviated by admitting the video and not the audio, and therefore it would cure the hearsay and confrontation clause concerns from the audio and what is said by a non-testifying declarant.
All right, thank you, sir. Okay, state.
So first, Your Honor, as to the confrontation clause, Your Honor, this is not a testimonial statement and made to law enforcement. So this would not be a confrontation clause issue, Your Honor. As noted, this is a statement by a party opponent.
How's Mr. Arnold party opponent? Just tell me.
Because he's on the indictment, Your Honor. He is a previous co-defendant in this case. Although he's pled, he's still a party opponent.
So you're saying his statements are admission by a party opponent?
Yes, his statement being admission by a party opponent.
Okay.
As far as what Mr. Copeland says, F-U-P-U-S-S-Y, Your Honor, the probative value or prejudicial nature of that cursing, we've admitted songs at this point that have cursing in it, so I don't know how prejudicial that particular line would be. Mr. Copeland is the current witness on the stand, so they want to cross him on his use of language. They can do that, but don't believe that in and of itself should keep this video out. As it relates to the smoking of the cigarette, we don't know what that is. It looks like a cigar. So it would be speculative to believe that it's drugs or anything else because we don't know. I didn't see in that video a bag of marijuana sitting around anywhere, so we don't know what it is. So it'd be speculative to determine if that is any type of drugs or illegal substance, Your Honor. Also, this could be an adoptive admission as to Mr. Kendrick. If it is what Mr. Arnold says, that we have a target on our backs, at no point in time did Mr. Kendrick, who is the holder of the video, deny that statement at all. An adoptive admission is admission by silence. An admission by silence may be created against a party who remains silent in the face and this is of an accusation. Such admissions are proved up when the opponent establishes the following elements. At a prior time, someone made an accusation. We believe that we have a target on our back is an accusation. Then Mr. Kendrick's failure to say anything to it would be an adoptive admission to that statement.
Get ready for explosive celebrations like never before with Iron Man Fireworks, the name that guarantees more bangs for your buck. From brilliant bursts of color to thunderous displays, our extensive range.
Entire time. You watch the video, you can see that there is a jump cut in this video.
What is it?
Jump cut. And
Jump.
there's a part where there's an incongruity in the video, and it's prior to the person who allegedly says there's a price on our head. If you watch it again, you can see. So the fact.
Are you saying it's spliced or it's too?
Or
Is that a
it
jump?
stopped.
Is that what a jump cut is? Or
It stopped and started again or something. You can watch it when you see it. I'm not saying the state spliced it. I'm just saying it looks at one point like the video stopped and then started again. So while it looks like Mr. Kendrick is doing a selfie video here, when you watch it play all the way through, and it's only 17 seconds, you can see it. When you watch it play all the way through, before it goes to the individual that makes the statement about the price on the head, it's not at all in evidence that Mr. Kendrick is holding the camera back.
all right.
Hey, Your Honor,
So what's your specific objection? That
My
that
objection is
being
to
that.
the allegation that Mr. Kendrick has adopted that statement because he's holding the camera
Okay.
and did not disavow it.
All right,
That's
sir.
my objection.
All right, sir. Thank you. All right, Mr. Steele, and then Mr. Shard again.
Your Honor, there's not a case I can find that a person in Mr. Arnold's position would be a party opponent. He's indicted. He has cut a agreement that this court sentenced him under, and he is no longer a party here. So,
You're still on the indictment, though, right?
yeah, so I can't find any case that says fact that a human being, an indictment is hearsay. It is the district attorney's allegations. It is total rank hearsay under Brown versus State, which we discussed earlier.
Yes, sir.
So I disagree strongly, and I just can't find it. If someone has it and I'm wrong, I want to learn, but I can't find anything that supports what the state says about this is a statement of a party opponent.
All right, sir.
I couldn't find it either with Mr. Winfrey. If you remember him, he did not resolve his case, but he is on the indictment. I still can't. He's not here. The party, and then generally we get a 105 instruction, 24-1-105 instruction.
You may still get one at some point in time, but not now. Okay? All right, sir. Anything else?
Not on that issue.
Okay. All right. Mr. Shard?
I mean, I agree with Mr. Steele, but with Winfrey, but this is one step further because he's not a party opponent. Yes, it's a little absurd to say he's a party opponent to the state right now. He signed a plea deal with the state to testify. He signed declarations written by the state. He's not a party opponent, but more importantly, while he is on the indictment is no longer pending against him. He has resolved the case.
But I don't think that makes a difference as to whether or not, I mean, you can still be on the indictment. You can resolve your case and conversation still could be, theoretically admissible as to others. So, but I'll hear from the state, but that's not my understanding,
Playing a
Mr. Shard.
football game and the time runs out in the fourth quarter, the other team's no longer your opponent. He does not have a pending case. There's nothing going on.
While that may be true.
And there's no.
While that may be true, but I still think the statement can be used for other purposes.
Can I just respond to the adoptive admission? We have a target on our heads is not an accusation. Okay, that's not something that would clearly elicit the response of Mr. Kendrick to say, oh, well, hold on, you're saying something about me, so let me clear that up. That's what adoptive admissions are. You say something about me, and then I have to clear it up, or it's assumed that I agree with it. That's not even close to what adoptive admissions are.
All right, thank you. State anything else?
One additional, Your Honor, this also could be considered a co-conspirator statement as a part of the larger conspiracy of the gang of YSL. Again, this is in November of 2014, where we believe the beef between YSL and If Gang is beginning to arise and heat up. And so the fact that he says, we have a target on our back, the we will argue is YSL and the our is the YSL. And therefore, this statement could come in to show the larger conspiracy, which would be the gang conspiracy as well.
And to be a statement, a co-conspirator statement, it would have to be in furtherance of the conspiracy. There's nothing about that statement that would indicate at all that that is furthering any conspiracy.
But that's a jury question.
Well, no, it's not.
That's
Judge.
that. Well, remember what I told you earlier during the trial, this proceeding. At this point in time, there is evidence that's been presented by the state to show that there potentially may be a conspiracy. So, as a result, that's kind of the entry. So, I believe at this point in time that may fall into the category of whether or not a conspiracy has been shown. Now, whether or not the jury believes that, buys it, they've proven it, prove it beyond a reasonable doubt to a jury satisfaction will be determined later. And whether or not that particular statement was made in furtherance of the conspiracy is again a question.
I gotta disagree because there's multiple steps.
Yeah, I understand that, but
it has to be in furtherance of the conspiracy, and you as the gatekeeper, Judge,
well,
make that determination.
I've determined that that's made in pursuant of it from what the state's telling me they're trying to get admitted to is made in furtherance of the conspiracy. So
okay,
yes.
Well, may we have a continuing?
Yes, sir, you certainly may, sir. Absolutely. Absolutely. All parties, the Harvey rules in effect. I'll make it a continuing objection. All right, anything else?
I do. Your Honor, I don't know how state could argue anything from those words. There's no context.
They've made an argument. You disagree, and I'm gonna rule in their favor. And again, the jury ultimately will decide that issue. But as a threshold issue, I've made that determination over your objection and over your, I would say, disagreement.
What I'm trying to ask the court to put into the framework of your ruling for the state is that the words "we have a target on our back" does not go to potentially anything based upon that 17-second video or 10-second video. It is so out of context. We don't know what they're talking about.
But it's part of the state's evidence in this case. Ms. Hilton, you want to respond to that?
You're right. And so it shows a show of force. Like they collectively are bragging about whatever target that they have on their back and has put this on social media because this is posted on Mr. I believe this will be identified as Mr. Garlington's page. And so on their public social media page, because this is how we received it, they're showing that or telling to the world as a show of force, we got a target on our backs, whether they care or not. Again, that's showing that this gang, we got a target on our back, and this evidence can be placed before the jurors, and the jurors can decide what, if anything, they want to do with this evidence.
All right, I'm going to admit.
Your Honor, can I say one more thing? If we could play that one more time, it sounds like they may be saying we have turbans on our head, not targets on our head.
That's what the defense brought up. That's what Mr. Shard said that it said. So we quoted it from what Mr. Shard said. So I assume they all talked about it together before they came in here.
And if it's misleading, that's another reason to keep it out. If it's misleading, I'm saying what I heard. If Mr. Weinstein heard something different, then that's what he heard.
Okay, we can play it.
Fuck you, pussy. Yeah, we got a turbulent on here.
One more time.
Fuck you, pussy. Yeah, we got a turbulent on here.
Because we got turbans on our head.
That's fine too.
We got turbans.
So that's the
we got turbans on our head.
We got turbans on our head. So
Okay.
the we is the we.
All right. Okay. All right.
Is that?
Well, I'm gonna admit it and let the jury consider for what it's worth. All right, so I'm gonna admit 343 over objection. All right, anything else as it pertains to these two videos? All right, bring Mr. Copeland back in, please.
I'm sorry, that's this line. I take it.
Oh, shit.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. All right, thank you, Sergeant Ingram. All right, Ms. Hilton, you may continue when ready, ma'am. Have you shown that to defense counsel already?
Yes.
Okay, all right, you may approach, ma'am.
I'm gonna play for you a video without the sound. Some of you recognize first the people in the video. Looking at 343 Yankee, do you recognize some of the individuals in that video?
No,
You don't know any of those people?
no.
Permission to approach again?
You may, madam.
I'm now gonna show you what's been marked as 347 Yankee. Do you recognize any of the individuals in 347 Yankee?
No.
earlier we talked about FaceTime. Have you ever called Young Thug using FaceTime?
No,
Is that your testimony here today?
I don't remember calling him on FaceTime.
Okay. Do you recall in June of 2015 having an interview with the Atlanta Police Department?
Yes.
Okay.
You said when?
June of 2015.
Yes.
Okay. And in that interview, do you recall it being you, Investigator Dennis, and Investigator Jeffery with the Atlanta Police Department?
I remember being interviewed. I don't know who I was there.
Permission to approach?
As long as you showed that to defense counsel already.
I'm gonna take questions of the video. I'm showing you 378 Yankee Echo 1. Is this you in this picture?
Can I see the picture?
You sure do.
It looked like it.
Okay. And do you know who Investigator Dennis is?
I can't see nobody else in that photo.
Okay. Is this date on this June 10th, 2015?
The hearsay and reading from a document that's not in evidence, I object.
Your Honor, we are impeaching Mr. Coleman.
It's not in evidence, you can't.
What's the document number? If you identified for purpose of record,
Yes,
which one is it?
378 Yankee Echo 1.
Hold on. What's the name of the exhibit? 378 what?
Yankee Echo 1.
Okay, I'll sustain an objection as to unrelated. It's a foundation, so lay some foundation, and we'll see where we'll go from there.
Looking at what's going to be tendered as State's Exhibit 378 Yankee Echo, is this you in the video?
No.
Your Honor, at this time, we're going to ask the attendance agent to resend the again for completion of purposes only.
Any objection to stage 378 Yankee Echo 1?
Your Honor, I did completion of purposes. No, this is the video.
I have several objections, but
Can I see it?
Your Honor,
Sir, can you step out?
when I step out, my head hurt.
Yeah, you can step out. Yes, sir.
The industrial grade products you need. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Discover all the new Canon, Nikon, and Sony cameras with a photography expert. And buy with free financing. That's Schiller's. Even trade in your old camera for we'll
All right. Can we bring Mr. Copeland back in, please? All right, ladies and gentlemen, jury, it might be appropriate at this point in time that we take lunch. So why don't we say we'll take lunch to 1:45 and then see where the afternoon leads us, okay? Mr. Copeland, lunch, and we'll see you at 1:45, okay?
All right.
All right. All rise. Go ahead. Go ahead. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our jury is left us. We'll be in recess until 1:45. See you then.